story of true friendship and mentoring that proves you're never too old to share life's lessons. Maybe you've heard of the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization. We hope that you have. Well, last night, a couple of men were recognized for spending 30 years as a big and little pair. And the big brother is now 95 years young. And Kate is here with the story because, Kate, I know that you are very involved with this organization.
I am involved with them. I'm actually on the national board of Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Robin, but I didn't actually discover this pair at all. This story kind of fell in our laps and came to us, and we thought that everyone would be inspired by what now 95-year-old Chester did for a child of divorce who had very few male role models in his life.
I can summarize it very easily. The big brother relationship and my relationship with Chester was probably one of the single most important relationships that I've had in my life.
The relationship celebrated at that gala has spanned 3 decades, an unlikely pairing at first. Back in 1979, David was the 7-year-old kid being raised by a single mom, waiting for a big brother he imagined would be in his 20s. A few miles away, 65-year-old Chester, a father and grandfather, successful businessman, had to be convinced he wasn't too old to volunteer. But when the two were matched up for the first time, something clicked.
I actually remember the day. I was sitting on the couch, and my mother and the social worker were chatting and so forth, and Chester was kind of looking at me and said, "Let's get out of here."
Out we go, and believe me, for 1 hour, the conversation never stopped.
They would hang out every Saturday for years, until one day when David was 12.
And he says to me, "Chester, I want you to do me a favor." "What's the favor?" "I want you to take me out on Sundays instead of Saturdays. On Saturdays, when I go out with you, my friends are all playing baseball and they're all together and they're having a good time. On Sundays, they're with their family. And I have no family, and I would like very much to be with you."
The Sunday outings could be as simple as watching a ball game on TV or seeing a movie. Once they took a weekend trip to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Chester made David wear a dinner jacket to a fancy restaurant, taught him how to use a salad fork. Chester went above and beyond the duties of the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. He never went to college and wanted to be sure David would, so he offered to pay David's tuition.
It took me off guard. I never anticipated that, never thought that in a million years. And his response was simple, but totally Chester. And he said, "You're part of my family. What else would I do?"
It only made sense then that when David got engaged 5 years ago, he would ask Chester, at 90 years old, to be his best man.
And I said, "Okay, however, on one condition, that I would not be in charge of the bachelor party the night before."
No bachelor party.
Over the years, their families, their lives have become intertwined.
Being a big brother or being a big sister is not a one-way deal. It's a two-way deal. You get just as much out of him as he gets out of you.
For David, it's never really mattered how they spend their time together, just that Chester has always been there for him.
That consistency, that I could rely on him and that he was always there, was tremendous. Particularly being of a divorced family. Sorry, I'm gonna get a little emotional here. Take a second. Being of an only child of a divorced family, where you don't have a father, to have someone to play that role for you is just the best experience that a young child could ask for.
Means a lot.
Oh yeah, to this day.
Who would have thought it?
Chester said that he hopes that other seniors are inspired by his story. And Big Brothers and Big Sisters say that they always need volunteers like Chester at any age, but they also need financial support to make matches like that possible, Robin. And we have more information at our website.
It's a two-way street, as he said.
Two-way street. I can attest to that.
I know that you can. And often people say that we have a moment that we have to reapply our makeup. This is the moment.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful story. Thanks for sharing with us.